Hello and welcome to today's speed build. If you're new here, thank you so much for joining us, and if not, then welcome back. So today I'm building in the world of Newcrest, and I am building the ultimate trick-or-treat house. Now if you don't know what I mean by that, I mean, you know how I don't know if you guys have ever been trick-or-treating, okay, but if you have, you know how those massive houses that you get and they're just decorated to the core with Halloween decorations, and when all the trick-or-treaters come, it's like the hot spot. On Halloween night, that is where all the trick-or-treaters go, and it's full of them, and they always give out the best candy, and it's just, I don't know, it's just a really nice vibe. That's what I wanted this house to be. Now I feel like it feels very American inspired to me. I don't know, just based on the exterior, that's what I feel like. However, I went trick-or-treating in Britain, and trick-or-treating here, we had those houses that were massive and just full of decorations, and they gave out the best treats. And there was some houses that I would go to on trick-or-treating, and they would actually let you go inside the house, and they had all these decorations on the inside as well, and you would go inside and you'd look at all the decorations and then you'd get your sweets, and yeah, it was really cool. Now I love the idea of that. I love Halloween, and I was like, I'd love to build that in The Sims. So I tried to make the exterior and the interior very spooky and just fun, really nice vibes. Now you can see that currently I am building on, I think it's a 30 by 40 lot in Newcrest, but I do end up moving it, as you can see right here, to a 40 by 50 in Newcrest, and that is because there was so much I wanted to add to this build that I couldn't. I wanted to add the garage area, I wanted to add this massive back garden, and the other lot just simply did not have enough room for me to do that. So I thought this will be perfect. But I love the exterior of this build. I think it looks so good. Now, I put a lot of detail into this build on the outside and the inside. I think I spend quite a while on the outside. However, there's so much I wanted to include. So there's lots of different sections in the garden. There's a little gardener area and then there's this kind of sand pit area which has the tree house from Grown Together. I really wanted to include that, so we have that. There's a swing set, there's a little paddling pool for toddlers. There's also a little shed area, and it's got a little chicken coop behind it. So yeah, there's a lot in this build. Also, if you hear any noise, it is most likely my dog, as she is in the room with me, so I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, now talking a little bit about the family dynamics of this build, I was thinking this house would probably be absolutely perfect for 5 Sims. Now that includes 2 parents, a teenager, a child, and a toddler. Now originally I honestly was not going to do a toddler at all, because I feel like when it comes to toddler bedrooms, I'm just about they all look the same. However, I was trying to do the bedroom, and at first I think I put in a grown-up bed, because I was thinking maybe grandparents, and then I seen the adorable toddler bed that came with werewolves, and I was like, no, we need to put a toddler in here. They could even be a werewolf toddler. You could have a cult living in this house. That would be really super cool. But yeah, it's a really cute bedroom, so there does end up being a toddler. And I was thinking the teenager is probably quite a young teenager, 14, and then the child is probably about 11, and then the toddler obviously about 2. That's how old toddlers are, I think. And then then there's just the parents. I was thinking probably older parents. Just, I don't know. I don't know why I was thinking older. I just thought that was a nice vibe. A lot of the houses that I used to go to on trick-or-treating were older couples that would do these Halloween things, so I think that's probably why. Now, something I just want to address before I talk a little bit more about the video is, see if any of the footage seems a little bit I don't know, janky, like all over the place, or like, how do I explain it, like kind of rough. I noticed this, and I know, and I hope it isn't too annoying to watch. I tried to cut out as much of the parts that looked a little bit too janky as possible. But this build actually took me 9 hours. So I was trying to cut down a 9-hour video to be 40 minutes, and I was like, this is a challenge. So I got to a point where I was like, okay, I think I like how this looks. I don't think it's too terrible, but obviously if there is little bits and they seem a little bit too fast or like too all over the place, I'm really sorry. I do apologize for it, and I hope it doesn't ruin the viewing experience. But anyway, so this little area that I'm doing right here is like the trash disposal area. I don't know, I personally don't have an area like this. I feel like it's not something we have in Britain. I don't know, maybe in like bigger houses. I actually don't know. I'm really unaware of a lot of things, but I've never seen this anywhere where I live. But I have seen it a lot in movies, and these houses have these sort of little fenced in areas, and they have like their bins in there, if that makes sense. In fact, you do get them in Britain, and like see like apartments and like flats and things. You get them for places like that because obviously the bin area is shared. But with houses, I've never seen it. So yeah, but yeah, I think it is a thing that we do have here. I've just not seen it. But yeah, I thought that was really nice. And then I added 2 cars because on the little garage area here, there's like 2, what are these called? Why did I not know the name of anything? Like, you know, the garage doors. So I thought 2 cars would make sense. I was thinking the mum and dad probably both drive, and so they've maybe got a car each. Now, I filmed a lot of this build, some of it at night and then some of it at like this kind of sunset time, and I think the sunset time looks the most gorgeous. Now, it looks really good at night because I added so much light and all the lights just light up and they look so good, but I feel like it looks really nice at this time because you can see all the shadows and there's so much detail and things, and I just think it looks really good. Now I am doing a lot of the, what is this called? Why can I not remember the name of anything? A lot of the, I always call it forestry, landscaping. I'm doing a lot of landscaping and I carry this throughout the whole build because I love that kind of overgrown look, like lots of plants, lots of trees, a lot of nature. I feel like it just makes houses look so homey, so I tried to keep that. Now this little sort of shed that I'm building here, I actually end up moving it to the right side of the build, but I don't show me moving it, but you'll see it like just kind of you'll see it just kind of spawn and you'll be like, oh, okay, she moved it. Just in case you think I built another one. Like, no, it's the same one. I just moved it. But anyway, what was I going to talk about? Okay, the process of this build. Now, when I was building this, I would be lying if I said I didn't struggle. I'm going to be like completely transparent. See, before I moved it to the big lot, I tried to do the outside and so many times, like numerous times. I tried so hard to do the landscaping over and over again and I didn't like it. I tried so many different things, even with like the terrain paint. You know how I've got this kind of like nice path with the terrain paint? I tried to do a path with actual tiling and I tried to do it so many different ways and I was just like, I don't like this. But the reason that I didn't scrap the whole build is because I loved the house. I thought the house looks so good. It's just a landscaping, I'm going to make it work. Now, as soon as I moved it to this big 40 by 50 lot, I was like, that's it. That is perfect. Like, that's exactly what I needed to do. And I just fell in love with it. I thought it looked absolutely amazing. I actually was planning on taking the thumbnail from the other side of the house. And then when I finished it, I was like, it looks really good from this side because there's so much that goes on in the back garden and you'll kind of see it and you'll be like, it does look really nice. So yeah, I also used a lot of debug in this build on the outside because I used a lot of debug fencing and debug, what else I use? Like debug decor? Is that the right word? You know, like some of the kind of outdoor stuff that we've got. Like obviously in the little trash area, I've got like a bunch of the rubbish debug things, if that makes sense. So I've got a lot of that as well. But yeah, there's just a lot going on in this build, and I think it's really nice. I did use a lot of autumnal sort of leaves and trees because I wanted it to feel like autumn, because obviously October is autumn. So I wanted it to feel very orange and very light, and just, yeah. I believe I didn't build in autumn, which might be why some of the bushes and stuff look a little bit too full. But I did take the thumbnail in autumn, and I actually changed the, what is it called? I changed the season when I uploaded it to the gallery, because I was like, this doesn't look like autumn, this looks like summer. So I did change it to autumn, but yeah. Now here you can see I've done like little sections. Now this is the gardening section in the back garden. And there's this little area that's like the DIY area. So we've got like the flower arranging station. There's like this little flower unit from Debug. And then I've got like this cute little wooden table in the middle, and I end up putting some pumpkins on that and having like knives next to it to kind of look like they've been carving pumpkins there, which I thought was nice. There does end up being a pumpkin carving station on the inside, and I put that in using the spooky stuff pack because we got a little pumpkin carving station with that, so I was like, that's perfect. I actually bought that pack specifically for this build because I was like, I want to do some Halloween builds. I need to have that pack because I need the pumpkins, and I needed, like, you know, the little ghosts and the little graveyard stones. I know we actually have those with seasons, but yeah, mainly the ghosts and like the little pumpkin and skeleton lights that I used on the outside and things like that. So yeah, I did also use a lot of tool mod in this, just because I really wanted things to look absolutely perfect, and I wanted this place to look lived in, which I feel like it does. You'll have to let me know what you think, but I think it looks quite nice. I don't know, maybe I'm being too nice to myself talking about this build because I'm just saying how much I love everything, but there was just so much to do, and I was like, I think this looks nice. Now, that little area you can see that's like crops, the plants that I've planted in there are pumpkins, so if your Sims go out and water it and things, they will have pumpkins growing. So I thought that was very fitting since it's like the October season. The Halloween season is what I was trying to say, but I mean, I guess I'm right either way. Now, something I do want to talk about, and you might already be thinking it, is, you know, Hannah, it is not Halloween all year round. You know, I am aware. I know it's not always going to be Halloween. So you guys might want to use this house, and you may want to use it all year round instead of just using it once. Now that's absolutely fine. With the stuff that I have put on this build, I feel like it's very, very easy to change it by season. So see, if you wanted to use this build, but maybe it's summer in your game, you could definitely just get rid of like the autumn leaves and like the pumpkins and, you know, like the lights outside, and you can even just change a couple of the wallpapers, a couple of the like furniture on the inside, and it will be absolutely fine. It will look just like a normal house that you can use all year round. So hopefully that's not too big an issue. I do think it's very versatile to use all year round. You could definitely use it on Christmas as well. Again, just take out the pumpkins and things. Not everything I added in is like autumnal and Halloween. Like, as you can see, this little area here, I thought this was so sweet. I don't use the little campers kit very often, and I don't use the little sleeping bags we got from Grown Together very often. But I decided to use them in this build, and I'm using the little screen. It's actually just a TV. Like, see this kind of like sheet that's up, and it's got the lights around it with the little sleeping bags around it. That is actually technically just a TV. So if your Sims want to use it, it works just like a TV. Now, I want to say it doesn't break from the rain, I'm going to assume it doesn't because it's supposed to be outside, but I could be wrong. But I feel like it shouldn't break because that's what it's for. It's supposed to be outside. But the idea is your Sims could maybe have like sleepovers, like the younger ones could have sleepovers with their friends, and they can invite people over and they sleep outside and they watch the TV. They can like, there ends up being like a little a campfire in the back garden as well, so you can even set the campfire, have their little marshmallows, sit outside, you know, next to that big sheet. They can watch maybe like a scary movie, and then there's like a wee tent in the back garden as well, so they can actually sleep in the tent, you know, instead of sleeping outside. And yeah, I just thought that was really nice. I believe the tent is from Snowy Escape, which is the only tent we have in the game, unless I just don't have packs that have another one in it. But yeah, that's the only one I had, so that's what that tent is from. Oh, I also added a washing line outside, which I don't know if that's a little bit random, like adding a washing line, but it's very common. Again, I don't know if it's a British thing. I really don't. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I don't know more about like other places, but I know that in Britain we hang our clothes on a washing line to dry them, and then we just go outside and we bring them back in. You know, we hang them up with like pegs and things. I don't know, I'm gonna assume that's a very like universal thing, but I really don't know. So yeah, I added that outside. I thought that was really sweet. I do use quite a bit of laundry day because on the inside of this house I put in a wee laundry room, and I tried to add baskets to things like bathrooms, and I want to say I added one to a bedroom, but actually I don't know if I did. Usually when I use laundry day, I try my best to sort of put in as many baskets as possible, because if you don't put in a lot of baskets, your Sims will put clothes absolutely everywhere. So Sims will do this thing if you have laundry day and you have like the laundry stuff in your house. They will do this thing where every time they go for a shower, they take their clothes off and they throw it on the floor. And like, they do that all the time. So if they take their clothes off to go to bed, they'll throw their clothes on the floor. And then you end up with just clothes all over the floor. Laundry day, actually, when I used to do like my little playthroughs on Twitch, they used to genuinely, it used to be so broken. Like, it would always tell me that the, what is it called? Like the dryer was full or the washing machine was full, and then I wouldn't be able to use it. And yeah, it was just a pain, because then your Sims would throw their clothes everywhere and then the washing machines wouldn't work. But I feel like it's probably been fixed since then, because I've never heard any complaints. So fingers crossed it isn't like that anymore. But I just remember playing it and it used to make me so annoyed. But I love laundry rooms. That's the thing. I love putting laundry rooms in my builds because I feel like they're realistic. I don't actually have a laundry room in my house, but I know this is a weird thing. I know some people think this is weird, but like, we have washing machines usually in our kitchens, and it's like a very, very normal thing. I know that some places think it's a little bit weird. That's what we have. I don't know. A lot of places do not actually have laundry rooms, but it really depends. Usually if you have a spare room, you might have a laundry room, but yeah, I don't have one. But yeah, I don't know. I just think they're realistic. Like, people usually have a washing machine in their house somewhere, and with The Sims, it's actually really good being able to add these little laundry areas, because you always end up with spaces that are way too small and you're like, what can I do here? And I don't know about anyone else, but I hate having like too many bathrooms. I feel like if I have more than 2 bathrooms, it's too many. Like, I'm like, why would I have more than 2? Like, 2 is enough. 1 downstairs, 1 upstairs, that'll do. So I hate adding more than 2, so I always just make the small areas, like, you know, for laundry. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know, I feel like I talked about laundry for a very long time. But anyway, we're finally moving on to the inside of the build, and we are starting off with the living room. Now, the living room is so cozy, and it is very Halloween vibes. I actually don't end up using this sofa, but it ends up being very Halloweeny. I added lots of pumpkins. I changed the wallpaper. Some of the wallpaper ends up being like this little cobweb one, which is really nice. And this big pumpkin I love. Like the big pumpkin rug is beautiful, but I actually do end up changing it for the skeleton because, okay, I was kind of struggling with this living room. I loved the layout, I loved the way it looked, and I loved the colours, but I was like, something is off. And I was looking at it and I was like, just something about this is not right. And I think I did it in like 2 settings, because I first did it like this, and it doesn't change drastically from this, but I first made it like this, and then I was like, something's not quite right, like something doesn't look right. And I came back. I like to leave my builds for a bit and come back, because I kind of come back with a fresh perspective, and I'm able to look at it and go, okay, this is exactly what I don't like about it, and I'm able to pinpoint the problem. And I think the problem was I didn't like that there was 2 sofas. So I ended up changing one of the sofas, the little they're both high school years. The love seat high school years one. I ended up changing that for these 2, I want to say cottage living, yellow seats. Just like, what's that called? What is that? Armchairs. I'm actually useless. Why do I do voiceovers? Like, I don't know the name of it. Anyway, I ended up changing them for those 2 armchairs, and I also end up changing the wallpaper, as I mentioned. So these wallpapers, they stay the same, but I believe I changed some of them to be the black cobwebs, and then I obviously changed the rug. The rug ends up being like a skull, and then I add another rug. But anyway, we'll get into that. I just wanted to tell you, in case you're like, hey, why did it change so much, really drastically? I will tell you though, I only show you me doing the kitchen once, and when you see it, it looks really nice, but I did the kitchen like 4 times before that. I did like 4 different kitchens, and then I was like, no. And it wasn't even that the kitchens were bad, but see, when I do builds, I try and keep a theme throughout the whole build. So see, if the build is traditional, I'm not gonna then do like a really modern bathroom or like a really modern living room. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to do like a really traditional looking kitchen and then like a modern living room. But that's what I was doing with the kitchen. I was making it really modern, and I was like, why am I doing this? Like, I think the reason is because I was trying to use the Home Chef Hustle kit. It's not a kit. Oh my god. Guys, that's another thing. See, when I did my apartment video, like my most recent one, I kept calling it a kit. You do not understand how many times I redid that voiceover because I kept calling it a kit. The stuff pack. I wanted to use the stuff pack in the kitchen. But yeah, it's a little bit too modern, a little bit too contemporary for this build, so I just scrapped that idea. I was like, do you know what? We're not gonna do that. We're just gonna do what I ended up doing, which I believe is actually the Cool Kitchen kit. And yeah, I think that's it. And then I paired it, I believe, with base game upper cabinets, because the Cool Kitchen stuff pack, not kit, actually came with these, like, I don't know, I feel like they're not very nice. I feel like they're probably the worst upper cabinets we have. They're like the cabinets that are just see-through, they just have glass, and I don't like them. I don't like how they look. I don't know. Maybe that's an unpopular opinion, but I'm not a fan of them. So I used the base game ones for that. But you can see this is me changing the living room. I think it looks a lot better this way. It also looks so much cozier this way. I don't know. I feel like the vibe I was talking about, where I was saying like some houses, people would invite you in. This feels like one of those. Like, it's very decorated for Halloween. This family definitely loves Halloween, by the way. When I did the bedrooms, one of the bedrooms, the girls specifically, is like really, really Halloween vibes. We got this adorable wallpaper with, what is that called? Spooky stuff. And it's like, it's got these like pink ghosts all over it, and I love it. It's so sweet. So I used that for the daughter's room, and she's supposed to be the like child, so she's got like this really nice pink, soft, cluttered, really nice room, and yeah, I really like it. I think it looks really nice. Now this is me doing the laundry room. As I was talking about, it's very, very small. I don't actually add too much to it at all. It took me like 2 seconds, but I thought it was absolutely perfect. Like, this little area just looks perfect to put a laundry room, so I thought, that'll do, that's amazing. And I used, like, I think it's the base game kind of minty bricks, and then I used this tile, and that tile came with that Home Chef Hustle. It came with Home Chef Hustle stuff pack, and I literally did not know we got a flooring with that until I was building this house, and I was like, oh my god, we got a floor. So yeah, I'm sorry about that. I didn't put it into my recent apartment. That's something I wanted to talk about, by the way. I know this is a little bit off topic, but this is a long build. It's a long voiceover anyways, so I feel like it's okay for me to go off topic a little bit. On my recent build, my recent video, I received like so much love and support, and I just wanted to say thank you so much, because I really liked that build. Like, that apartment that I did, I really liked it. I was really proud of it, and then I got like so much love and support on it, a lot of comments, and yeah, a lot of likes and things, and I just genuinely really appreciate it, because I don't really expect that. You know, when I upload a video, I just want you guys to like it, and obviously I want to like it and things like that, but I never expect to get like this like overwhelming amount of positivity, which is what I got. So yeah, I just want to say thank you so much. I genuinely do really appreciate it, and yeah, thank you. Now, moving back to the build, we are doing the kitchen, and as you can see, I used the Cool Kitchen kit, and then also the what was that I said? Base game upper cabinets, and then the appliances I believe are also from Cool Kitchen, but the little overhead, what's it called? It's like the oven bonnet. That's actually from Home Chef Hustle. So I really like that one. I normally use the Cool Kitchen one of those, but I really like that new one that we got. So, oh, something that you might have noticed, this build has like a lot of candles in it. I added so many candles. I feel like it's very Halloweeny to just like have candles everywhere. So there's like candles. There's actually so many lights and candles in the living room that I didn't add an overhead light because it was too much. So but yeah, I think it's a really nice vibe, so I think it's really sweet, especially because there's lots of these like jack-o'-lantern like all around the place, because this family, they have a pumpkin carving station. Okay, they probably carve a lot of pumpkins, so I thought we'll just put in a bunch of them. But you know, it would make sense that those would light up and have little like tea light candles in them. So yeah, I think it makes sense. I like it. I did also try and use quite a little bit of paranormal in here, because paranormal is an amazing pack that we have. Again, I think it's a stuff pack. It's really nice though. I actually love that pack. Not only because of the build and buy, but there's actually a lot with it. Like, you're able to become a medium, which is so cool. I remember when obviously I streamed and I played with that pack, and I was like, that's so cool, you can become a medium. And like, it's a lot of work. You need to like really train. But it's really cool because your Sims like sit and they talk to ghosts and things, and it's just really cool. Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was like a really nice thing that they added. I actually surprisingly didn't use too much of werewolves and vampires, which is weird because those packs you'd think would be perfect, but I feel like their vibe is very different. I do want to do obviously another Halloween build, which I was talking about. I already know what I want to do, but in my next build, those are the packs I want to use, like vampires and werewolves, but they give me more sort of like rundown post-apocalyptic vibes, whereas this house is still very traditional, family, you know, family orientated. It's just like a nice big family home, but with a Halloween vibe. It's not supposed to be post-apocalyptic, so it does make sense that I didn't use it. But yeah, I will be using it in my next build, and I hope you guys like that one because I'm super excited for it. You know, sometimes I get these ideas with builds and I'm like, I would love to do that, but I don't know if you guys would watch it. But actually an example of one of those builds is my Little Nightmares build. I absolutely loved that build. I still do. I love it so much, but I thought no one would want to watch it, and I kind of had that in the back of my mind when I posted it. I was like, you know, probably not going to get a lot of people watching this, however, I love it. It's my favourite game and I want to upload it. And I actually got like so much love and support on that video, and I was so genuinely surprised by it, and I was so overwhelmed and happy. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that because sometimes I think that builds aren't going to do well and then they do. So I try not to think about it too much. I try and just do what I want to do, and if it doesn't do as well, it's like, oh well, you know, like if people don't seem to engage with it much, I'm like, oh, you know, that just happens sometimes. But I don't really let it get me down, because I feel like if I got to a point where I was doing builds and I wasn't doing what I wanted to do, I just wouldn't be happy. You know, I do the builds that I genuinely want to do. Although I like to do builds that you guys want to see, I just love to do builds that I'm like, I like that. I like that build. It looks good to me, and it's based on something I like. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. I don't want that to come across wrong. I like to do builds that I want to do, but I also love doing builds that you guys want to see. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, I just want to address that I do not show me doing the bathrooms on camera, and I also don't show me doing all the hallways on camera, because again, I was trying to cut down a 9-hour video, so I was like, I want to make this as short as possible for you guys, just because I know it's really hard to like find the time to watch videos. It's also sometimes maybe too much to sit and watch that long of a video, so I was like, I'm gonna try and make this as short as possible. I know that this is still quite long, I know that, and I'm really sorry, but hopefully it's enjoyable. I don't know if you guys like watch the whole thing, if you listen to it to sleep, if it's like something you listen to while you play The Sims, you know, like kind of alongside me building, like if you build alongside me, things like that. But yeah, either way, hopefully it's not too long. But we're finally moving on to the upstairs, and I start off with the teenager's bedroom, and I'm using this really nice wallpaper. It's from Parenthood, and it's got like the baseball, basketball and football on it, and this is so sweet. I've never seen this before, right? I use this wallpaper all the time, but never in the swatch, because I didn't know it was a thing. And then I brought it out and I was like, wait a minute, this is so nice. So yeah, this is supposed to be like the teenage boy's room. And as I said, I was thinking he's probably like 14, like he's quite a young teen. And yeah, I went for like a really nice vibe in his room. It's not super Halloweeny, but I do use this rug and also the little Halloween bear stuffy that we get from the... yeah, this one. And I thought that was super sweet. I've never used it before. As I said, I only bought this pack for this build, so I'd never used that little one before, but I think it's so sweet. I actually heard some people say that they think we have too many of those toys, and I was like, you're joking. I love them so much. I actually use another one in the girl's bedroom, like the child's bedroom. I use the one from Vampires in there, and it's like meant to be a bat. I'm sure it's like a really massive bat, and it's so cute, and it went perfect with her room because her room's very like pink and purple, and it just goes really nicely. But yeah. So we're moving on to her bedroom now, and this is the wallpaper I was talking about. How cute is that wallpaper? See if I could get a blanket with that on it, which I'm sure exists. I'm sure you can get them. I would have it because it is so cute. My favourite colour is pink, so I'm a little bit biased. But I think it's so sweet. Like, do you guys not agree? I don't know. I thought it was the cutest little thing. A lot of the time with bedrooms like this, if the wallpaper's that loud, I usually try and just do one feature wall, but I was like, no. It's too cute. It's too cute. I need to do it on all 4 walls. So that's what I did. And here's the little stuffy from Vampires. It's so sweet. And it goes really nice. I did try and use the other one, like the little bear skeleton, but it didn't really go. Like, it didn't go. I don't know. It didn't match the vibes. I did also add pumpkins in here. Now, I do want to say I feel like this is the favourite child, just based on the room, and I feel really bad. But like, she's got a laptop, she's got a desk, she's also got a TV in her room. She's got everything. She's got absolutely everything. And I felt really bad because I was like, this teenager has nothing, like, in comparison. But it's because the TV I used is the one from the Modern Luxe kit, and it looks obviously like a painting. And I was like, that looks really nice. Like, that goes really nice with the aesthetic. But obviously it is a TV, so I was like, well, you know, I could just throw it in there. So yeah, she ended up just being absolutely spoiled and having everything, but I think it's fine. I think it's okay. Now, this is, of course, the toddler's bedroom. I did actually struggle for a wee bit with this room, but we got there in the end, and I think it is so, so sweet. I've not used this bed in a hot minute, and I'm so glad I'll be able to use it again because I just love it so much. I love doing werewolf builds. I've said this like maybe once before, but werewolves is actually one of my favourite packs because I love the aesthetic of it. Like, see builds, I actually look up a lot of vampire builds on YouTube. Like, when I watch speed builds myself, most of the time they are werewolves because I just think they're so fun to watch. Obviously not all the time, I do watch different things, but a lot of the time I will watch those because I just think they're so nice and they're fun and they're a little bit different from what, you know, I'm used to watching. But again, you could even have like occult sims in here, and this could be like a little werewolf bedroom. It's completely up to you. You could have like vampires living in here. I don't know. My idea was that this is just a family that loves Halloween and that loves like things like that, loves vampires and werewolves and things, but they aren't a cult. But you could do that. Like, it's completely up to you. That was just my idea. Maybe they're friends with occult sims, or maybe like they'll meet a vampire on like Halloween night or something, and then they'll befriend them. That could be pretty cool. I don't know. I'm thinking too deep into the storyline, I think. But this is the last bedroom, and as you can see, it is an ensuite, which is very nice for the parents. This is of course the parents' bedroom, and yeah, their rooms are very simple, but I think it's really nice and cozy and very light as well. But we are actually coming to the end of this video, so I do just want to say a massive thank you so much for watching. I know this was a really big one. Now please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and also I would like to take a moment to let you know that I have opened up a Patreon. So please feel free to subscribe to that if you want to, but it is in no way necessary at all. I appreciate all the love and support you're giving me anyway. It's just a little something you can do if you want to help me, you know, a little bit more with videos and stuff. But it's completely optional, so do not worry too much about it. But thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.